So if you're looking to make friends playing Magic the Gathering, this is not the deck for you. Let's open up this precon and I'm going to show you guys what is inside. So I took a look at the deck list for this and I just kind of had to have it just to play with my group of friends, to mess with them a little bit. And wow, I'm really struggling to open this. All right, let's open it like this. There we go. But yeah, the commander is pretty fantastic. You can see in the front here. So it's 4 to cast. It has flying, ward, pay 2 life. Whenever an opponent loses life for the first time during each of their turns, put a +1/+1 counter on this and draw a card. So you're going to be putting something onto your board that deals like 1 damage during their turn, ideally. And then you'll be able to buff this creature out. And if you're playing with like 3 other people, by the time it gets back to you, your creature, your commander should be like a 7/7 creature with flying. Oh my goodness, I'm just destroying this box here. I've like opened other precons and this has not happened to me. This is like the first time that I'm struggling this badly here. Okay, here we go. All right, let's see what's in here. Okay, open this up. So we have our scheme cards, which, you know, they're much larger than the standard Magic cards. So we'll set those aside. That's what was in that black envelope. So I'm currently looking for my collector booster sampler. So just bringing this out here. Okay, we have our deck box. So let's put that together real quick. I never use these, but it's kind of nice to just have around. Just as, you know, like some decoration, just to have in your room or wherever. And there we go, just have that, something like that. But I don't think it's very practical to actually put cards in here. Okay, here is my sample pack here. And take a look at this. Where's my actual deck? Okay, here it is. So boom, there is the cards. All right, so let's open this up. Obviously, what I'm going to get in my sample pack is going to be different than what you pull in your sample pack. But let's see. And it's already looking a little warped. Boom. Okay. All right, we have split up. It is a rare. It's a 3 to cast, white, destroy all tapped creatures. Or choose 1, destroy all tapped creatures, or you can destroy all tapped creatures. And we just have this blue. Yeah, look at this. So this was put in somewhere that obviously had some like hydration in the air or something. Okay, so nothing really cool from that, and mostly we're going to be focused on the deck itself. Going to be going through it relatively quickly. If there's a card you guys really want to see, feel free to pause the video. By this point, you guys are probably like, man, this guy doesn't know how to open cards, which, you know, it's kind of true. All right, like I said, here is your commander. There's a secondary commander that's also pretty awesome. Yeah, here it is. Lord of Pain. So it has menace. It is a 5 to cast. Whenever your opponents can't gain life. Whenever a player casts their first spell each turn, choose another target player. The Lord of Pain deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to chosen player. So you have to do this. If you're playing like a 1v1 situation, this effect still has to take place, and you would probably have to do damage to yourself. So keep that in mind, but with multiple people in a pod, could be a pretty useful card. Okay, when this enters, it deals 4 damage to his opponent. And then whenever a source you control deals non-combat damage to an opponent, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, this deals that amount of damage to target creature that player controls. So pretty awesome drop here. Has an ETB trigger, and then another trigger comes along with it. And we're just going to cycle through here and look for the rares and such. Okay, which is pretty interesting. Other precons that I've done before, the rares and everything are in the front. So curious to see why this is going through like the uncommons, and everything seems to be kind of just thrown in here. So pretty interesting to see that. Let's see, going through, where are the really good cards? Let's see, cycle through some gold cards. some artifacts, Mind Stone, just a bunch of like mana rocks, that type of thing. Oh, okay, so this is going to be good. You know, you have no maximum hand size, which is going to be good because your commander is going to be helping you draw cards, theoretically, if you get the trigger. Okay, here we go. So here's a rare. It is a 5 to cast. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, they lose 1 life, and you put a -1/1 counter on up to 1 target they control. And then when this creature dies, if it had no -1/1 counters on it, return to the battlefield under its owner's control with a -1/1 counter on it. Here we go. Starting with the next opponent, in turn order, each player chooses a creature you don't control. Destroy chosen creature. So theoretically, I guess this could like, you know, destroy a creature you control. I mean, eventually. Wait. Oh wait, nope. Each player chooses a creature you don't control. Okay, so yeah, that makes it kind of fun actually. Don't have to worry about that. This is a removal spell. This has first strike and haste. Whenever a player taps a land for mana, if this is tapped, that player adds 1 more mana of any type that land produced. Then that land deals 1 damage to that player. It is a 4 to cast, 3/2 creature. Let's just keep going here. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, this deals damage equal to its power to that player. So this is another card that could be good to deal damage to your opponent during their turn to help your commander out. Okay, and then we have these enchantment rooms. When you unlock this door, create 3 1/1 devil creature tokens with when this creature dies, it deals 1 damage to any target. Okay, that is a 4 to cast there. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to an opponent, it deals that much damage +2 instead. Okay, so besides 4 to cast. Let's see. Okay, whenever this attacks, choose up to 1 target non-land permanent. It is controlled and may sacrifice it. If they don't, this deals 5 damage to that player. Man, okay, so this is just a 3-drop for that to happen. So you're going to want to attack with this as much as possible. It also has Menace. Let's see, it's Blitz mechanic, not too familiar with this. If you cast a spell for its Blitz cost, it gains haste, and when this creature dies, draw a card. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Let's see. At the beginning of each end step, if a creature died this turn, put a soul counter on this board. You could tap this, add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of soul counters on this card. Spend this mana only to cast instants, sorceries, demon, and spirit spells. Okay. All right. So yeah, we are going into the rare cards and everything. Destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. 3 to cast. Ooh, this has indestructible as long as your devotion to black and red is less than 7. This is not a creature. It's a 4 to cast. At the beginning of each of your opponent's upkeep, this deals 2 damage to that player unless they sacrifice a creature. Oh my goodness, and it's a 7/5. That is crazy. So it's less than 7. So, you know, turn 7, you could cast this and then just does damage to them. Wow, during the upkeep, 2 damage. Or they have to sack a creature, but that's just one of the many ways you could have your opponents deal damage to themselves. Okay, I noticed the video is getting a little bit long, so I'm just going to cycle through. Whenever an opponent draws a card, it deals 1 damage to that player. So yeah, this is the card that you want out there. Enchantment creature, it's a 4 to cast. So obviously players draw cards every turn. If they draw multiple, more damage. Triggers your commander. This is a card that you really need as well. It's a 1 to cast. Whenever an opponent draws a card, if you control a red permanent, you may have this deal 1 damage to that player, and your commander is a red permanent, so as long as you have this on the field at the same time as your commander, boom, 1 damage, easy, you get that trigger. Okay, let's just keep going. Equipped creature has flying and lifelink. Oh, that's fantastic. 3 to cast, equip 3. Whenever a equipped creature dies, you may pay X life, where X is its power. If you do, draw X cards. So more card draw. Alright, let's just keep going. It enters creature your opponent's control get -2/-2 until end of turn. Whenever a creature an opponent control dies, that player loses 2 life. So yeah, more and more ways for your opponent to lose life. I'm just going through a little bit quicker here. Just don't want it to be a crazy long video, but there's some very powerful cards in here. Like I said, you're basically just trying to do small damage to your opponent just to get your triggers on your commander, and then you could attack them in the air because your commander, you know, has flying. You gotta figure out a way to protect it. I'm not sure if I saw Lightning Greaves in this deck or not. This card also appears very strong. So Cur Creature has Death Touch and Lifelink, so pair this with your commander, boom, Death Touch, no one's gonna want to block it, and Lifelink gains you, you know, health or life. So pretty fantastic. And then just going through, let's see, the lands. So not too sure how curious people are for the lands, but looks like going through a decent amount of rare lands here. And the swamp back there as well. And we have these, and then your tokens. But yeah, overall, very excited and can't wait to actually play with this deck. I'm probably going to be using this as my primary commander and just having this in the deck. You know, if I draw into this, that'd be pretty cool too. But yeah, this is a fun deck, and the people you play against are not going to have a good time. So check this deck out.